What's up, y'all? It's your girl S Food.
Chapel Harder.
It's your girl Latia.
This is DJ Nugget. Hotline.
This is Jasmine Ford.
King Nesbitt.
Trap Wake Kissel.
Slancito.
Girl Tosh.
Rough Bone.
The jeweler.
Ludi boy. Yo, what up? It's your boy Wiz Khalifa, man. And I just kicked it right here. Smoked real big with the Berg Boys.
We are live. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. It's your man DJ Motorman, and we are the Berg Boys. Shout out to my brother DJ Spills.
Hey guys, how we doing? It's Tuesday. It feels good to be back.
Sir Blackwood in the building.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, y'all going, dude.
Where I
And
got
we
you.
are a bus.
The Berg Boys, man. It feels good, man. How you guys
What's the
doing?
bus?
That means everybody's on a bus that's supposed to be on a bus. So we could pull off now.
I thought you meant like the Pirates was a bus.
Ooh, yeah. When we lost 5-3 after we were winning 3-0, I feel you. But see, they didn't have the full squad,
Well, you have to go and bring that up early in the show, man.
right? Yeah,
That's what-
you
that's
started
what I
right
thought you
off the
was
bat.
That's what I thought you was talking about. You said bus.
No, I ain't mean a bust. I meant like a bus. Like
You talking about my fucking bets, bro? They busted. I know. I hear you. Okay. You
there,
talking
you
that
had
shit.
You did some what's it called, bets?
Oh yeah, ever since soccer started and UFC, I've been going heavy on them.
Yeah, I've been turning up too, but you know,
Hit and miss, bro. Hit and miss.
man.
But
Well,
hey,
check this out. We got a
it's
crazy show today.
I was just gonna
Taco
say
Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday, episode
It's Taylor
139.
Tuesday. What's some other some teas that we got to throw in there for Tuesdays, man?
Turned up
Tuesday night
Tuesday.
chill spot.
Tunchi Tuesday.
Tunchi Tuesday. Whatever Tuesday it is, it's the Tuesday night chill spot with the Berg Boys. We got a live show tonight, which is episode 139.
Woo woo.
We got DJ Nate the Fat Barber joining us tonight. In
My
just a few
dog.
moments.
He's the man.
Just to give y'all a little history on Nate the Fat Barber, man. A great DJ, but also a great entrepreneur. He's been doing big things in the community, the Pittsburgh community, for
What, 20
almost
something
3
years?
decades. Yeah,
I know,
almost
right?
3 decades. It's crazy. So
Yeah, it's wild.
we're happy to sit down with DJ Nate the Fat Barber. We got to talk about a quick recap of what's happened last week and some things that we look forward to this week. So let's start with sports. Some things that happened last week in the sports that we want to talk about.
Well, you already talked about the Pirates.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about Pirates, let's just get on the real subject of the MLB right now, which is the whole boycott of the MLB because there's guys kneeling in the league. I
didn't even hear about that yet, but that's crazy.
Yeah, bro. Yes, like last night, San Francisco Giants, multiple players on their team were taking a knee.
Seen something about that, yeah.
And yeah, it's a powerful message. Once again, they're not doing it to depreciate the flag like the people that are saying boycott MLB are thinking. It's taking a stand for what's been going on in our nation for this time. We've been dealing with so much police brutality. I mean, it's fucking terrible, man. Like it's sickening. Like from Trayvon Martin to everything, dude. Like everything. George Floyd, every aspect of it. And they're doing it for a purpose. And the only thing that I can say that I would like to see would be Colin Kaepernick get a job again, and for the MLB to basically just show the NFL, like I said last week, English Premier League, every game they all take a knee. The entire team, the coaches, they all take a knee the second they blow the whistle, and it's just one of those things, man. Like they punished him, and they punished Kaepernick, and Now you see it being a sign of significance, and he should be able to play again, and everybody in the NFL should be able to take a knee if they want to take a knee.
Yeah,
It's
I
Yeah,
think they should just more than me seeing him with a job in NFL, I feel like first they got to give him his respect. They
I
haven't
agree.
even addressed that man publicly yet. Second of all, I
I
really don't
agree.
care to see him play again because I feel like he's bigger than the NFL right now. Like a
Yeah,
job is almost a job with the NFL right now for me. To like for him to go back to the NFL is almost like, man, I'm gonna keep it
my
a
bad.
bean. It's like a slave going back to the slave master after he set him
yeah.
free.
It's
Like,
a slap. It's a slap in the
After he
face.
whooped
yeah,
No,
him.
but see,
yeah, like,
the reason
get out
the
of here,
reason
go. I don't
I
even want you no more. You're a worthless son of a.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
no,
Get out
no,
of here. Whooped him everything.
and the
And then
only
he
the,
came back like, you know what? I'm
I was
sorry, massa. Like,
yeah, no,
Ooh, shit.
I'm
no,
ready.
no.
I'm
Hey,
ready to put that
and
ball and chain on
and you know
again. Like,
what?
what?
We're live and we're having a true heart-to-heart discussion about this as friends live on the air. And I honestly didn't even think of it in that light. And I completely see that. And I completely agree with you now that you've said that. And the other thing that makes that such a valid point is, like you said, he's so much bigger with everything that's going on right now in the world. He is a the big one of the biggest voices you can possibly have. And
True,
and I I just really I want to see shit change, dude. And I
true.
don't want to bring up
But look,
negativity and shit, but like this
let
whole
We're
me
not gonna keep.
this Epstein shit that's been going on, like I don't know if
facts.
you've
No, the
been
Epstein shit's crazy too.
like
And we'll
that
get
shit's
into that
fuck
later. But
fuck
to
that, man.
piggyback what you were saying, I do still want him to play because he's passionate about playing. I'm not saying he shouldn't play,
Right.
like fuck, his aspirations to play football again professionally. I'm saying he shouldn't play right now until they make it right. They got to make it right first. And
I
publicly,
agree.
they haven't made it right at all.
No.
And then second of all, that that is pretty much contingent on everything else happening because like as far as him playing, he can still do his job socially, what I'm
Right.
saying, what he plans
Correct.
on doing. That's not going to stop. um but I think it's just crazy that now, that's sort of the trend, to like everybody like, you know, uh, want to kneel now, but like when he was the one kneeling, and then the two
That's
guys that kneeled
that's
with
my
him
point.
were
That's my
getting
point.
criticized for it, then then it became a problem, and then more players started kneeling and was like, all right, now this gotta stop,
Well,
and then we
and
had this whole
and
shit,
this
and
is
now we're
this,
back. Now we're back full
Full
circle, and it's
circle.
like,
full circle.
what I'm saying,
You
now
have
everybody want to kneel. You know what I'm
the
saying?
English, like I said, the English Premier League, they all kneel. They before the kickoff. That you have MLB players kneeling. These guys aren't going to get punished, and as they shouldn't. But that's the point. He should have never been punished.
Facts.
So, but on to the
President
next thing.
should have never
Yeah,
came out and called him out
yeah,
neither,
no,
but
agreed. And the
he do a
president
lot of
also,
shit we don't agree with,
that
so I ain't
president.
even going.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I know I brought up Epstein, but that president also has a lot
Oh
of
yeah, he
connections with
was
that
tied.
boy.
He was tied into Epstein. He was
And
definitely tied
also,
into Epstein.
guess what just happened? His so-called girlfriend, Epstein's girlfriend, that Giselle Maxwell or whatever her name is. Maxwell's her last name. That's all I remember.
Yeah,
She helped coerce, people to come with
yeah, I
Epstein.
seen her. She
But
was a
She was a snatcher.
co-conspirator. He was
correct.
she was a
She
co-conspirator, but
she it
she
just came out.
dodged
She
she
it just
dodged
came
some
out.
shit.
It
Yeah.
just came out.
She was a snatcher.
She paid $25,000 to one of Trump's former attorneys and people
Mm,
that he's the closest to. If you turn
got
it,
your ass.
our producer, he could probably pull it up and eventually show it to you before the show ends. But it's yeah, dude, it's a valid thing that's going on right now all over the news. Shit's
Yeah,
insane,
she
man.
about to go
So
to
many
jail,
people,
ain't she?
so many people. Well, she's already in jail, but she was trying to get bail, just like Epstein was the first time around, because they feel unsafe. You know, now she feels like she's
Yeah,
going to
cause
be
like if
killed
she
because the
snitched,
judge,
somebody
the
gonna kill.
well,
You know what I'm saying?
the judge that just got Epstein's case, her son, 20 years old, he got murdered in his own home because the dad opened the door to a fake FedEx driver, and the FedEx driver shot the father, gave him, you know, significant damage, wounds. I forget the terminology they use in the medical field. I'm sorry, but the son came rushing down the stairs, and they saw the son and shot him. She never came upstairs from the basement, and the son died, and her husband is doing okay, in stable condition. But
Son of
like
a gun.
somebody like people that are conspiracy theorists, like I'm not too big into that stuff, but when I watch like a Netflix series about this, and I watch, you know, a lot of videos about it, it just, you connect the dots yourself, and it there's too many valid people that are coming out against this man. So it's one of those things. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, shit, we got to get our guest in here, man. So we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back with our guest Nate the Fat Barber. Uh, All right, man, we're back. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for waiting. Um, we could have sat here and talked all day about that subject and a few other subjects. But we had to get our guest in here. Our guest today is none other than we talked about before. Nate the Fat Barber.
Oh, my dog. My
Round of
dog.
applause.
My dog. Hey, can I?
Let's get
Hey,
some horns in this mother.
hey, let's just say I'm gonna start the show off with saying, hey Nate, first off, congratulations on 20 plus years of business with the barber shop.
Appreciate it.
I, I gotta just bring this up because I'm a huge DJ. Obviously, I'm a fanatic of the culture. You had Kid Capri at something that you had? Was that
That
who
was
was
our
there?
20-year anniversary.
Oh wow, man. That's like one of the, as a I'm 31, but like I've looked up to that guy for a long time. So
It's an icon, man. It's an icon, man. Had to bring in a legend for a legendary event. You want to do 20 years, you got to do it right.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. No, but I know Motor always likes to start at the beginning, so I'll let Motor take over in
For sure, for sure,
Down
for
because
sure.
it was going crazy real quick. All
Open
right.
book.
So once again, man, I gotta pay homage. Nate, you are a pioneer in not just the Pittsburgh area, but just a true pioneer.
Thanks, Mo.
And I like to
Appreciate
call
it,
you a
Mo.
trailblazer because what you've done in the community, in your local community, and other communities, is you've built a foundation. But not even just that. It's almost like I would say like a home for a lot of people like myself, family members, like generations,
Yep.
kids,
you know,
Yep.
parents. Yep.
families and friends, and just like I think the thing that you built um has stood the test of time, obviously, going on 3 decades with just that one barbershop, Natural Choice in Oakland. If you haven't been, anybody that's watching, if you haven't been to Natural Choice in Oakland, it's an experience like none other. It is the Natural Choice. You can get your hair cut. Ladies, you can get your hair done. Fellas, you can get your hair done, twisted, and all
Hey,
of that.
hey, Motor, they'll trim that beard up too for you,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. You get the beard looking nice. You can
Yep.
get the fresh fade, like however you want it. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
top of the line haircut, grooming services, everything in there, man. But the 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 barber shop is also always like, like that's the man's like play, damn near like the place of worship for
Hey, man,
us.
nothing
Yeah.
better than a
It's
Saturday
it's
at the
almost like
barber
a
shop,
church.
man.
You know what I'm
It's the
Real
saying?
country
We
club.
shit.
It's the country club.
Yeah, we go there for the barber shop and the barber shop talk.
Yep.
Um if we could, I like to have some barber shop talk with you, Nate.
For sure.
Us the Berg
Absolutely.
boys, we like to have some barber shop talk with you. So
Let's do it.
starting off, you've been an entrepreneur for a long time.
Yeah.
Um but let's start with the DJing side.
That's
When's the first time that you actually got to touch a pair of 45s?
some
But
turntable, anything.
oh, the turntables in general.
Yeah.
It was back in 1990. I was a sophomore at Alderdice High School, and another DJ who I've been spending with for quite some time, man, who, I consider a friend and somewhat of a mentor, my man DJ Selector, man. I was over his house in 1990. We were he was a couple years ahead of me at Alderdice. I went over his house to actually cut his hair. I seen a set of turntables sitting on his dresser. After I finished cutting him up, I said, you mind if I kind of like fool around a little bit? He was like, fuck it. So I touched the wheels, and the same way I felt cutting hair was the same way I felt when I first touched the turntables, man. And I was stuck. I
Oh,
couldn't leave it alone.
and I
Couldn't
know
leave it
that
alone.
feeling. I
Make a
know
long
that
story
feeling.
short. I know it, right?
Oh my God, man. There's nothing
Yeah.
better than touching them vinyl, man. Oh shit.
I always tell people, like, what I'm saying, you got to be a little bit old to know this reference. But anybody seen The Last Dragon?
Yep.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right. You remember Bruce Leroy and his hands start glowing?
Yeah,
That's how I
he had the
felt when I touched
glove.
the wheels for the first time.
He had that glove.
Had that glow, that Bruce Lee
Now
glow.
he wasn't afraid that like you was gonna mess up his excuse me, his needle, because
Nah, I
them things
mean,
was expensive, weren't they?
nah, I mean, you got to remember, this is 1990. Nobody had like super equipment. I think I can't even remember the brand Selecta had. It might have been like realistic turntables. It wasn't no
Oh,
1200.
okay. Word,
You
Yeah,
word,
it
know,
word,
wasn't.
word.
Yeah, you were
yeah,
on some techniques. Yeah,
it
yeah,
wasn't no techniques at all. So
yeah.
it was whatever he
It
had at the
was.
time, and he
Yeah.
hadn't been spinning that long at that point anyway. He might have been spinning for a year and a half. So we were all kind of new,
Oh, cool.
and to
Word,
be
word.
totally honest, I wasn't even cutting hair that long. Like I had been cutting hair for about maybe a month, and
Really?
I
Because
started getting good fast.
that was going to
And
be my question. Was what came first to get you into this whole culture in
hair,
general?
hair,
Was hair by a month?
hair can't literally by a month, man.
Wow,
Like by a month. I started cutting hair and DJing about a month apart, man.
that's incredible, man.
Yep.
That really
Yeah.
is.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
Appreciate it.
can you think about like one of the first gigs you've done as a DJ?
I could tell you the exact gig. It's the
Wow.
house now. It's on Frankstown Avenue in Homewood. The house is abandoned. But it's like right close to where Hook Fish and Chicken is. It's literally like a block from that place.
Wow.
Showcase Barbecue and all that. So it's like a block from there. The house is still standing. It's abandoned, but that was the first place I ever did a party, a little house party. My man had a house party, and I had like one turntable and a cassette deck. You know what I'm saying? Trying to go back and forth between the two. That was the first gig I ever did.
Sheesh.
Yep. Second gig I ever did, I was out in Homestead and it almost got shot up. So I mean, it was the 90s.
Oh, damn.
It was the 90s.
Somebody's
Now,
coat got stolen. They tried to hold us hostage until he came up with his coat and all this. I mean,
oh
cats had to
Lord.
climb out the window. It was a mess.
Like
That's
over a coat.
crazy. You've
Yeah.
you've been around to do a lot of like legendary parties. Throw a lot of legendary parties yourself too.
Yep.
And I think you might have been the first before I even started DJing. I kind of feel like I remember hearing you say this to someone else, but I do remember. I think you may have told me as well that you know, that's where like things kind of shifted for you because you took the power into your own hands and was able to control like, all right, I can control when I want to work and how much I want to work because I'm throwing my own parties.
That's right.
Can you speak on that?
I mean, so me and my partner Jason at the time, we started this company back in the day called Charismatic Marketing. And hold on, let me turn this thing off, man. I don't know why this thing is want to dial. Oh, I forgot to put on airplane. All right, cool. We there? Okay. So we had this company, Charismatic Marketing, and we started throwing these parties, and it just became easy to curate our own events. Like we controlled the whole entire scene, basically. Us throwing the parties, me curating the parties with the music. We can I wasn't at anybody's beck and call, if you will. You know what I mean? I didn't have to cater to anybody. I catered to myself and the things that I wanted. So we created the scene that we wanted to create from a party perspective. And it was just way easier and it was funner. You know what I'm saying? We became tastemakers instead of just promoters. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now you was able to see the changes in that. Like, what do you think helped make those changes come to fruition? Like, when you started seeing more people talking about it or even coming in,
I mean,
pulling up.
For real, I want to say like, having a visual help, like, cause in the beginning, I'm from the era where you throw a party, you got flyers, you're passing out flyers, you're putting flyers on cars, you got street teams and all that. But when we started, we were some of the first people in the early 2000s to really start incorporating like, the use of the internet. You know what I'm saying? Email campaigns, creating internet flyers, taking pictures of all of our parties and putting putting them online so people can see what it was that we're doing and just get real hype about it and want to be at the next one. You know what I mean? Like we took advantage, kind of like how Wiz did early, you know what I'm saying, in his career with MySpace and everything else. You know what I'm saying?
Twitter,
From a promoter
Twitter
standpoint,
was
we came
huge.
early. You know, we became the people who were like super transparent, like, yo, this is what we're doing. You can be a part of this. You get to see it now. Here's the pictures of the party. Here's the music that we played. It was just like we gave it to you straight up, so you can make the choice right then and there.
Facts. Now you also used to own a record store that was open for a long time, 720 Records.
Right.
Do you remember what's some fond memories you can talk about?
I mean, well, to be totally honest, 720.
Get my charger. I'm listening. Sorry.
Yeah, 720 was like it was a record store that existed before I became a part of it.
Okay.
DJ Selector actually founded 720,
Wow.
right? Then he closed it down, and then he approached me and asked if I wanted to be a part of the 720 reboot. And initially, I was like, nah, I ain't want to do it because I just didn't want to do it. But then he, came up with the idea of like, maybe we can incorporate some of the ideas that I've had and things that I wanted to do and put it into 720, like adding the cafe. And, my wife at the time had decided that she wanted to, open up, do a little vintage clothing in there. So I was like, this might work. So we brought all our ideas together, and it was 5 of us all together. We sat down and we made it work, man. And we had some good times at 720, some real good times, man. It was like, live music venue, clothing store, record store, coffee shop, you know what I'm saying, all at once. We used to do, live hip hop shows, jazz, you know what I'm saying, funk, soul, R&B. We just had a ton of fun in that spot, man. Yeah. And we ran that thing for 5 years. It was extra dope.
Wow.
Kudos to you, man, because
that's beautiful.
That was a dope business. Those are some very fond memories too. And being able to hold that down still holding down Natural Choice. I think I that's why I like to commend you on, because
appreciate it, bro.
Not only did you have multiple avenues of income coming in as far as being able to create and do your thing, you ran them all at a high level. You know what I'm saying? Everything you put your name behind, put your name
something
on.
Solid. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was something solid.
Facts.
It was.
I appreciate it, man. I mean, we try to take we wanted to like put ourselves in a situation where we could kind of, instead of like following trends, just create them. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be the person that did anything anybody else did. We wanted to try to, kind of create something new. And I think that with 720 and even with the Natural Choice, we did that. We created niche and demographic markets and created, customers and followers that didn't exist. These people didn't know that they were into these things until we started doing it. You know what I mean? Like, so they're really, we kind of created things from the ground, and it's been a blessing. It was fun doing it as well. Super fun.
Now, can you, before I get into the next one, can you talk about some of just like the people that have come through your shop? I mean, name drop the biggest ones if you want to.
Barber shop.
But even just name drop even some of your, favorites. It doesn't matter who it is.
Well, I'll tell you a quick story. I used to have a barber, my man Jimmy Fast, man, and I meant to send this to him to see if he was going to listen to this, but I had a barber named Jimmy Fast, and he was really cool with Black Thought from the Roots, right?
Yeah.
So the Roots had come to town, and back in the day, the barbershop in Oakland, is right on Myron Avenue. Mm-hmm. Our alleyway, we share an alleyway with, you remember Club Lager?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So the Roots was performing at Club Lager, right? So the tour bus is in the alley, and Jim knows Black Thought, and then I actually knew the manager at the time, my man Milk. You know what I'm saying? Hope he listening. Shout out to my man Milk. And somehow we on the tour bus, we chilling with him, we kicking it, you know what I'm saying? And when it's time for the show to start, I guess, I don't know if they still do this, or they, back in the day, they used to just walk right through the crowd and walk to the stage. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes they would walk to the side of the crowd on the stage. But at this point, they had to walk directly through the crowd. So it's showtime, and they're like, you know, let's go up. So I'm ready to walk up the steps and use my little ticket. And they like, nah, let's go up the elevator. You know what I'm saying? You take the freight elevator with us. So I took the freight elevator up the Roots. Back then I had locks in my hair. I had my little Rasta cap on. So when they walk in, I'm walking in with the band, right? So I'm walking in with the Roots.
Oh, man.
And the first person I see at the time, and I had met her a year earlier, was my future wife. You know what I'm saying? So she's in there, and she look at me, and she like, so you with the band now? I'm like, yeah, I just joined the Roots. I'm walking in. I walked into Club Lager with the Roots. Crowds cheering, trying to pat me on the back like I'm with the band. I'm like, nah, I'm just walking in with these dudes. You know? But that was the show I ended up bagging her that night too. I got a number.
My man. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's the.
Hey,
Hey, you know what?
I mean, with the Roots,
that's a hell of a way to meet too, right?
Yeah,
hey, you know,
Roots right there, the natural choice. You know what I mean?
Hey, and you know what's beautiful about that story is now that I know that, you know, you and your wife, you built your roots off of the Roots. You know, and,
the Roots.
Straight up,
man. And I do have to say, I from all of us, we sincerely apologize. You know, or not apologize, but we really do. We give you our condolences on everything that's happened.
Appreciate it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You've been a great father to those girls, man. I love seeing you guys on your trips and stuff.
Oh man, appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
I see you got yours there.
I'm a girl dad too. I got two daughters. So yeah, dude. I'm girl dad.
How many you got?
I got two.
Oh man, got your hands full.
Yep, that's right.
Turn around and slap him one of these times. Like,
oh yeah, she be doing it all the time, dude. Pinching my cheeks, taking the headphones. She do everything, man. She do everything. No, but yeah, that story is so freaking beautiful. That's amazing. And, you know, I'm a drummer, so I was a drummer before I was a DJ, and and I always looked up to the Roots, man. Just because of everything that they've always done for the culture, you know, it's been one of those things. They've been pivotal.
I've been to like 15 Roots concerts in like 8 different states, yo. You know what I mean?
You probably put me on the Roots.
It's ridiculous, man.
I think I heard my first Roots song in your shop, probably.
Oh, word?
Yeah,
we used to burn that shit down.
Yeah, but I always love, and this is just from coming personally, like I always loved the selection of music down there, because it was like, all right, now I'm going where I know like they gonna be on some different shit. Like I'm not about to go in here and here. Like sometimes y'all have like the popular stuff going, but for the most part, like, yo, I think the one time I came in when that DMX had just dropped and y'all was banging that. I was like, yo, they playing it in here? I was geeked, but I'm like, yo, I think you had to cut it off after a while, because it's like, yo, we gotta calm this down.
But you know, I tried to stick to the rules and make sure that we ain't play too much cuss music, you know, with profanity in it, but it was tough. You know what I'm saying? Because it was so much heat back in them days, man.
Yeah.
There was so much heat, especially like late 90s, early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? There was so much heat. And it was hard. It was hard not to play that. When that first DMX dropped, man, we was banging. Then we burned that album down.
Did you? I was gonna say, have you watched any of these versus battles?
Yeah, I've been watching them.
What was one of your favorite ones thus far?
But you know what? That's a wild question. I ain't gonna hold you. I really enjoyed the R&B joint between Jill Scott and Erykah Badu, but like a lot of them, the way that they're set up, it kind of blows me a little bit because it don't seem like a competition. I think the best one was the reggae joint with who was that? Bounty Killer and
Beanie Man and Bounty Killer.
Beanie Man and Bounty. That was the best one to me.
Hey, I agree.
Because they were like in the same room, they're going back and forth. The energy was crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That one probably was the best one overall. But I really did like the Jonte Austin and Neo joint. That one was dope because they was going hit for hit.
They was going hit for hit. That was dope.
But then I also feel like one of my favorites was just because I grew up on a lot of their music. Was Premier and RZA. That joint was
shit was wild.
That was hard too, but they still was like, yo, I want, you know, when I'm thinking of verses, I'd be like, you know, and it's friendly competition. Let's talk a little bit more shit. You know
well, see, when that happened, was the verses with Scott Storch and Manny Fresh, and the energy got a little, you know what I'm saying? It was a little weird.
You gotta find a balance though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But I think that's why I enjoyed the RZA one because they kind of, you know, they didn't necessarily talk shit, but they kind of was like, all right, you know, well,
who you think won
that?
Don't even say it.
I'm gonna say Premier, man, because of the Biggie joints, just because of the Biggie joints. But obviously, RZA got all of my favorites, though. Like
he
got all of my favorites, bro. Like anything Wu-Tang, I'm already hit for. So, but you know, Biggie holds a special place in a lot of people's hearts, including
Biggie,
mine. So
mine too.
And
I was always a Biggie
joints. You know, Premier got a lot of everybody, like from the East Coast. Like he was touching everybody ill on the East Coast, and then you know, select few people that was ill would get touched by Premier. That's why I always thought Premier was dope.
Who you want to see at the verses next though?
Shit, we talked about this like a week ago. I think
I would
Kanye
like to see
versus somebody.
Yeah,
I want to see. I want to see like a producer one with
Yeezy versus Dre.
They need to put Yeezy versus Pharrell.
Yeezy versus somebody.
Yeezy versus Pharrell. That's better.
That'll break the internet right there.
Yeah,
that would break the
that'll
internet.
be ridiculous.
Yeah.
But real spill, I want to put Just Blaze in there with somebody because Just Blaze is super hard.
Well, you could put Just Blaze in there with Pete Rock if you want. I like Pete Rock. You don't fuck with Pete Rock?
No, I fuck with Pete Rock, but I'm just saying I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if Pete Rock has that
against Swiss Beats.
So there you go. Just Blaze Swiss Beats.
But he already went against Timbo.
He did.
Who cares? Oh yeah, you're right.
I want to put him against somebody else. Like somebody, you know, like just like you said.
Or Just Blaze Ninth Wonder.
Ninth Wonder,
I thought
baby.
about Ninth Wonder. Yeah. That would probably be hard.
Hey, Ninth Wonder, I've met him several times. I met him up at I did something with One Hood, and I DJ'd for the event up there. I got to meet him. Yeah, he's an amazing dude, man.
Nice. I ain't got a chance to meet him. He seemed like a cool dude.
I was gonna say you got to meet one of my idols, being a drummer and a DJ. Questlove's like my idol. So like, how dope is that dude? Is he?
Quest is the man. I've met Quest a couple times actually. The first time I met Quest was in Philly. He used to do this. I can't even remember the name of the joint, man. I met him like Club Fluid, or it was called Fluid.
Fluid.
It was called Fluid. It's all South Street, in Center City. And first time I met him, man, he was super cool, man, super cool. But I've met him a couple times, man.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, I've always definitely wanted to meet him for sure. That's cool. Like I loved hearing that story about the Roots, man. That's
man.
Now, I wanted to ask you about Unstuck Mondays. Can you speak some more on Unstuck Mondays and how that started? I know when you built your second shop in Homewood, and congratulations on that being
absolutely
open.
3 years.
About to be 4.
3 about to be 4. Yep.
Yeah, 3 about to be 4.
But
especially at this time of COVID too. This is we can go ahead and put this out as to be the weirdest year ever, at least that I've ever
On
seen.
record, on record, like
Yeah, this
ain't
this is
nobody
the
ever seen nothing like
craziest.
this before, man. This
Yeah,
is
this is the
crazy, yo.
craziest.
This is
But
crazy.
could you talk about Unstuck Mondays?
Yeah, I mean, Unstuck, man, kind of started. My man uh, Adam Pulisic, man, good friend of mine, came by 720 one morning early, and it was just me and him in there. I gave him some coffee. We got to talking, and he was telling me how he was doing some mentoring work with some young Black entrepreneurs. We got to talking. He was just like, I feel like you'd be a better fit to talk to some of these folks. And I was just like, well, bring them by the shop, bring them by the coffee shop. We'll talk, we'll chop it up. He's like, I'm gonna bring some people by on Monday. So he brought a couple people by. We sat and talked. And next thing you know, it just turned into this every Monday event. You know what I'm saying? And my man Knowledge had a lot to do with it, and my man Kid had a lot to do with it. And it just kind of developed into like one of these longest running Monday meetups that was, you know, and it started at 720. It started at 720, and we just moved it as once we closed 720, we moved it to Repair the World, and then once we opened up the Homewood spot, we moved it there. And it's just like one of these entrepreneurial think tanks where people sit down and they discuss their business ideas with people who have worked in their field, let it be tech, let it be business or other industries. There's always somebody there who has some sort of knowledge about, you know, um, the business that you're trying to pitch or you're trying to be involved with. So we would just match people up. We would sit, we would talk, we would brainstorm, we would
That's awesome.
give feedback about business and different ideas that people have. And it just kind of developed. And now we're not doing it right now, obviously, because of COVID and other things that are going on. But like, it was a really, really, really good thing. It was a really good thing. And a lot of people started, legitimate businesses through Unstuck Monday. So it's something to be for us to be proud of, for real.
That's amazing.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you guys still keep in contact though? Have you still kept in contact since COVID?
Oh yeah. I mean, I talked to pretty much the main people involved weekly almost. Like my communicate. These are my friends at this point.
Right.
So like we call in, we check in and make sure everybody's good. How's the family? How's the wife? How's the kids? You need anything? We're just out here looking out, trying to make sure our community is still strong. That's all. And that's all we're doing now is just trying to figure out ways to stay connected. This COVID's got us all like fragmented and separated and pushed apart, which ain't necessarily healthy for the spirit. So you got to get together with your homies, whether it be online or even if you got to get together in person. You get you one of these infrared thermometers, put it to your homie's forehead, like, what's your temperature? You good? When's the last time you was around somebody? All right, come on, let's break bread. We'll sit out in the backyard. We'll drink a brew out here. We'll be 5 feet or 6 feet apart, socially distant. But I need, you got to be around people, man. You have to.
Yeah, for the sanity, man.
Straight
It's
up.
definitely good.
Straight up. Mm-hmm.
Now, like you've been in like some big places in the city, and I
Sure.
will want to say like being in Oakland. I know that's been probably a struggle financially and even like culturally to like break through over there. Can you speak to us just about that where what were the type of obstacles you were met with, or just things you've had to
What they,
withstand
hey
over the
bro, what
years
did they
being
call
down
Oakland
there?
back in? Yeah, what they call Oakland back in your era? Wasn't it like not Cokeland, but it was like
It's called Smokeland.
Smokeland. Yeah, you're gonna get shot.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
Oh
get
right.
smoked.
man,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get
Call it
Smokeland.
smoked.
Smokeland.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
I mean, Oakland back in the day, even before we opened up the Natural Choice, man, it was one of those things where it was one of those places where it was like a cultural melting pot. Everybody hung in Oakland at that point. And coming down there, to be totally honest, from a business standpoint, was a little bit. I don't want to say it was easy, but it was I would say it was easier to open up a business back in '97 in Oakland than it would be into 2020 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know if I can answer the question and say I had a bunch of obstacles so much, because I don't know if I was I don't think that I had any fear. So because of that, like I was just doing it. It wasn't, I didn't think that I could fail to a certain extent. I wasn't a cocky or arrogant, but like sometimes, like for instance, you got cats out here who will start a business and they'll write a business plan up and they'll be like, okay, I'm gonna start this business. I'm gonna write this business plan, and then I'm gonna go to this bank and get this loan. You go to the bank and get the loan, and the loan bank be like, yo, I don't like your business plan because you don't have the right projections or all this other things. I skipped all those steps and said, all right, I'm going to take this tiny bit of money that I have and I'm going to just open this business. And it's either going to win or it's going to fail.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say I got lucky. I was blessed. And the fact that I just didn't have the fear that most people do going in as an entrepreneur is what got me to the point where I'm at right now. Like I didn't have to unlearn anything. A lot of times you go to business school and they say, this is how you're supposed to start a business. And you get in business and all that was wrong. I just went in and I started the business with very little and I just
did it. It happened.
And that was it. There was no plan. I never wrote a business plan. I never went to the bank for a loan. I took this little bit of money I had and we just made it happen. And I had some help from some very close family and friends, former business partner and everything else. So it all kind of worked out.
Yeah.
Now, was
just
there
went in
ever
there with no fear.
So
at
there
all.
was
no
never
fear.
like a wall in the way, like a
I
point
guess
where
in
I'm asking like a period where things were like, okay, because you didn't have the fear going in, but once you complete a test the first time, then there's expectation in going into the next time. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right, but
So
again,
what were your expectations
it's
after you
almost
had
like gambling.
completed?
it was
Yeah,
like
like
that's exactly it. It was
it's
like gambling, and I didn't have any expectations. I just
oh,
wanted, my expectation was to be able to pay the bills
at your house,
for at
take care of your
my
family.
home and at the business from month to month. I didn't really start getting like grandiose in my ideas and expectations and probably till like year 6 or 7. I was already in business for 7 years before I started thinking about the future.
Right.
And some people will look at that as a detriment, but at the same time, for me, I feel like it's the reason why I've been open for 23 years because, I didn't have the idea of, fear or future or any of that in front of me. I was so present with how I thought, like I was thinking about right now. I wasn't thinking about tomorrow and I wasn't thinking about yesterday,
Yeah, but like you said, that's what got you to where you are.
Yeah,
like that's something to be that's commended. No, and to be honest, man,
that's
like
smart. It's really smart, actually.
a lot of people are gonna, a lot of people are gonna say, oh yeah, you gotta look to the future. There's always those people out there. But like, if you can live in the here and now, and you can make sure that you're happy, dude, happiness is the biggest thing in the world, man. And to see you be able to smile, cutting someone's hair, DJing, making your daughter smile, like it's just one of those things, dude. Like there's nothing better in the world than that. So.
And the tough part about that is, I've done some good things in the past few years to get myself in a position to where I'm okay right now. Okay. But when you think about like thinking present right now, it gets a little difficult because now you got COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like in the barbershop, they got all these rules and regulations. We're not technically allowed to cut people's beards. People still doing it. But like, I feel like I'm gonna be the first person in the state gonna run up in there and be like, we'll take that $3,000 fine for that mustache shape up you wanted to do.
You're right. You're right.
So like both of my industries have been basically shot. Like there's no DJing, there's no nightclubs, there's no wedding receptions, there's no parties, there's no none of that.
It's been tough.
And it's been tough. And I feel for artists out here who are, what I'm saying, like used to making that show money, man. Like that show money has been feeding people's families for, almost a whole century. Like, from a professional performance standpoint, like people been doing these live shows and performing from, cities of Pittsburgh to Los Angeles, all over the world. And now you can't do any of that.
The saddest part is it's not just us as DJs. It's the musicians. It's the dancers. It's
the dancers,
everyone,
the audio engineers, the videographers. The drivers. Flack is driven for K-pop bands. Like they're not doing that shit anymore.
Nothing's happening.
Nothing, man. Nothing.
The music industry is basically at a standstill right now
completely.
when it comes to that.
Yeah. That's why this virtual stuff's been so big. Have you been involved in any of that, Nate? Have you done any DJ, virtual DJ?
Yeah,
like on Instagram Live?
I haven't done as much as most, but I've been out here probably about 4 or 5 times to do things.
More than me, brother.
And different like organizations will hit me up. Like I did one last week for the Kelly Strayhorn Theater. They had like a fundraiser, which was cool.
Hotline Ring. Hotline Ring. Was that the Hotline Ring?
Yeah.
Dude, man, yep. I hit Kinzel up. I was trying to get the little video that they posted of all the people on Instagram with them dancing to you DJing, I think.
Yeah.
He sent me the wrong one because we were gonna have it pop up down here in the little ad, and he sent me the one that was like the advertisement with everyone talking.
Listen, it was super fun. I had a blast doing it. You know what I'm saying? And it was for a good cause. Yep. And I will do it again. But I gotta say, man, like
the element is off, man.
It's nothing like being in front of that crowd and having that energy directly in front of you. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. It throws me off, man.
It's just talking. Like y'all been on that, y'all know what it is to have those people in front of you like that.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Dude, like I'm talking to you through this fucking computer screen. I just want to fucking chuck. I just want to, I'm literally talking to you through this. I literally want to shake your hand and give you a hug, be like, "You're my man." You know what I mean? Like this is nothing. Like this.
Yeah, the
this
new
shit,
normal, I guess.
It just it ain't normal, bro.
It's not. It's trash.
I'm not gonna call it the new normal because it ain't normal. Ain't nothing normal about this.
You brought up the valid point about like having to do these type of things and like the kids with schooling and stuff. Like, what do you think about like schooling? Like, I know I had to just fill out a form for my kids. They asked me if I want her to go to school maybe 2 to 5 days a week. Meaning like they'll alternate groups and this and that, you know what I mean? Or all online or
like at my daughter's school,
Cyber.
she goes to a private school called Falk. And they just came up with this whole idea of like, they're going to take the kids back to school. Right. Yeah. But their whole thing was you can't have 8 grades of kids in like one building anymore. Correct. You know what I mean? Because it's just too crowded. So what they did was kind of genius. They basically got another facility like a mile away, and they split up the school.
Wow, that's super smart.
So kindergarten through 5th grades in one building, and 6th, 7th, and 8th grade are all in another building now.
Oh, that's
so great. They're spreading everybody out. None of the kids are eating lunch together anymore. None of that. Like
you'll be in your room. Like you'll be in your classroom eating lunch. That's what
you eat your classroom. You be at lunch. You know what I'm saying? Your pods are different. Your pods in classrooms are way smaller. You know what I'm saying? And I think, to be totally honest, they're going to do what they can to try to keep everyone as safe as possible. And of course, as a parent, you're going to have like, you're going to be nervous about it. But like, I'm not going to keep my kid in a box or a bubble for the rest of, her life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stay in this box, in this bubble for the rest of life. And neither the rest of y'all. Everybody's going to eventually be like, yo, enough is enough. You know what I mean?
No, and I do agree with that. I do think we as a city went a little too hard too, though.
Early.
Hey man,
way too early. As soon as they lifted the quarantine, they was like,
Hey Nate, you see that? Hey Nate, you see that dance you're doing? That dance you just did? That I was the first DJ to DJ in this city when that quarantine dropped. I was in the South Side at
Look
Cosmo.
at
I
him
was the
getting his
first
feet wet. He
DJ
was
on
getting
this
his
set.
hands dirty.
Were you nervous being out there?
He's out there getting
All
his
right, bro.
hands
Look,
dirty.
so I had to
Flack.
test the waters because, like, I got 2 kids at home, right? I made sure I was masked up. The owner, Cosmo, Danny, great
He took
dude.
his gloves off.
I did take my gloves off because I had to scratch on them records. You feel me?
Ooh,
But
he had to
no,
see how it feel.
and every single time I took a drink of my Miller Lite, I had to take the mask down. So, but see, Danny also, he's a smart businessman like yourself. And when this all happened and Cosmo was closed before they could reopen, he started like a cleaning company, and so he has like these industrial size cleaning stuff. So like, even though people technically, from I think 12 in Cosmo, people did catch COVID, but I do know at the very early stages, I was the first DJ to even go in that place, and I
So
only DJ.
they said those were the 2 places where it happened?
Those were the 2 places in the South Side that were open. They were the only 2. Foxtail wasn't open. Mario's wasn't open. None of the other Finn McCool's where we used to DJ, they weren't open.
Dang.
I ain't gonna hold you as bad as I want to DJ out in the club right now.
Yeah.
I ain't ready.
Yeah, it ain't worth catching COVID.
I wasn't
ready yet.
And honestly, the only reason I went and did it is because I knew Danny sterilized that place before anyone walked in it because I knew he owned a company. And then B, I was like to myself, I'm like, hey, if no one else is there, I don't really care. I'm gonna get paid. I was there from 5 to 9.
As a DJ, we're kind of in a box away from people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Like there was really no one up there besides me. My fiance came with me. We were masked up the whole time as much as we could. Like we took proper precautions.
6 feet, I'm gravy. Now
Yeah, but
y'all are down there bumping and grinding. Y'all got some problems.
They was doing that the whole night. They did it all for a month, a month
bro,
straight down there.
I was mad at Pittsburgh, man. We didn't handle it well. I seen a lot of my people shacking up and joining up and clicking up and doing a lot of things together that we wasn't supposed to be doing, man.
I mean,
I understand it, but we were supposed to sit our butts down.
Even some of the events that was happening, like what I'm saying, that were good for the the community and things of that nature. I think it was just a little too early to have that many people out just yet. You know what I mean? Yeah. And but like we live and we learn, man. And I ain't mad at nobody for trying to figure out a way to keep their sanity. Like, people were going insane.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I seen this thing earlier. They was talking about this shit on NPR. They said 1 out of every 3 people is depressed right now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's basically one of us is fucked up right now.
That's me.
Right?
That's me.
One of us is really fucked up right now.
It's the white guy. It's the white guy.
I think it's me too. You know what I'm saying?
Am.
So like,
I know I am. Tomorrow it's me.
and that's a wild thing to think about, like, because like, this is our life right now. You know what I'm saying?
It's sad. It's so sad, man. And that's the thing. That's why I brought up the schooling though too, because like I feel like with our kids, like Fleck has kids, Motor has kids, you have kids, I have kids. That was such an important part of our life, socializing with children. These
our kids being able to socialize with other kids.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They've been deprived of that. They have.
The way he said it got me weak. Socializing with children. You made it sound like we be talking to little kids or something. Hey, no, I'm sorry. That was
I ain't
funny,
Jeffrey Epstein, okay? Give me some breaks, dog.
He said talking to little children.
I already told you how I felt about Epstein, dog. I want him
I already
gone.
know, man. I'm just fucking with you, bro.
I know. No,
but I'm looking forward to the day where we can do, one of these interviews in person again, man. And I know it's coming, but we got to make sure that we taking the right precautions and everybody's just being safe in the meantime. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So we're gonna see how much of this, they out there in Pittsburgh trying to get people in Pittsburgh to be a part of the trials for the vaccine. I know one thing.
I'm not
your boy
joining up
won't
for
be
me.
there.
I won't be
either. They can count me out of that. You ain't having me with an extra eyeball or an extra nose or something.
I saw my news feed.
Minister Farrakhan told me no. I'm chilling.
Yeah, bro. I saw my news. Honestly, I did. I saw my news feed that like the UK had a bunch of like testing already done for like a vaccine, and there was a bunch of complications with the people that did it with their immune systems. And it's
So
like,
they didn't
well,
gave him the damn virus. Yeah, I'm
that's
good on that.
yeah, you feel me?
Like
Like,
I
and
was
they probably
good.
made it
They didn't
worse.
gave it to me.
They
Like,
probably
oh, shit, I'm about
made
to
it.
die.
They probably made it worse.
Because guess
Sadie's,
what? Guess what? When they make those viruses, they make those vaccines. They always put a little of the virus in there, like they do with the
Yeah,
flu.
the flu.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
every flu vaccine they put
And
it in you,
that
so you
one
get it and you're
little
immune to it.
that one little shard of whatever they put in there might have hindered me for the rest of my existence. Like I ain't messing with that.
It's
I'm
true.
cool with
I'm with
that
you.
vaccine.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
I will be one of the ones to say, I kind of told you guys. That's
I
what
told
I
you.
say. But
I
you
told
ain't
you.
gonna catch me with it.
No,
I
you're right.
I ain't look, to be honest, totally transparent. I ain't had the flu shot in a while. Like I stopped getting that shit. Cause man, I ain't want the virus no more. And then it's
And you
like the
ain't been
last
sick
2
since, have you?
no, and in the last 2 years, that's the crazy thing. So the last 2 years, like, and me and my wife just talked about this the other night. Like, my son got really sick a couple months back. She was really sick a couple months back. My other son got really sick. I did not get sick in
At all.
those times. And like even now, like I've been cool. Like she was sick a little bit. They haven't had corona, at least not that we know, because if they had it before it was known, but like since it's been known, they haven't had it, right? So
Right.
they've been really sick though, and I haven't been sick at all. And I'm just like, yo, my immune system is on some other shit because
Because
I ain't
you ain't
had
on
it,
that flu. You ain't on
but
them.
I
You
ain't
ain't on
had
them
the
drugs, man.
flu. I ain't had none of them flu shots in the past couple years. The last 2 years or whatever, 2 years ago when they had the strain that they was giving everybody shots for, but then it turned out to be another one that was getting
Listen,
people. Bruh, I was
all you
good
got to
off that
do
too.
is eat the right foods. You know what I'm saying? I'm mostly vegan. I ain't all the way, but I'm mostly vegan. You eat the right foods. You know what I'm saying? Put a little bit of this in your diet from time to time.
That's right.
Drink
The
plenty
herbal
of
essence.
water, and you're good.
The herbal essence. That's some
Facts.
good
You're
shampoo,
good.
bro.
You're
Facts.
good.
The flour.
All that extra. Yeah, you need some flour. That's it. All that extra, man. Getting us out of here, man. It's getting us
Yeah.
out of here.
What are you
True.
doing?
Well, we appreciate you for joining us, man. We could
Man, I
Absolutely,
definitely
appreciate
man.
y'all for having me,
talk for
man.
hours,
Absolutely.
bro.
Hey,
But
and I wanted to say too, do you have any plans for the 25th anniversary yet?
oh yeah,
You know what? I would love to say yes, but I'm going to say no right now, only because who knows what's going to happen with this whole COVID thing. Like,
You're
I
right.
want to get through this.
Yeah, I
Put it this
feel
way.
you.
If 25 years, it'll be 2023. Man, we out here in these streets by then, man.
yeah, we better
we
be.
Hell or
out here.
high water, we
You,
out here in
hey,
these
Yeah,
streets.
we gonna be
Somehow
out
we in these
here.
streets
We
by
hey,
gonna
then,
be
keep
man.
out
us
So
here at
yeah.
some point.
keep us posted because we want to somehow be involved from A, donation, or B, being involved with DJ and doing something to help contribute to it, man. Because
Oh, for sure,
we
man.
we
For sure.
genuinely love everything you've done for this city and for all these neighborhoods and
I
for the
appreciate it, man.
communities. And
I
thank
appreciate
you
it, man.
again. Thanks for your
Appreciate y'all
time.
having me, man. Good looking, man. Peace and
Of
blessings to
course.
all y'all, man.
You too, buddy. Have a good
Yep.
night.
My brother.
Thank
Love
you.
y'all. Yep.